Good morning, everyone around the world. Tina Spalding Trance Channel here for our daily Course in Miracles lesson together. Today it is lesson number 44. Well done to all of you who have hung in there that long. The lesson today is God is the light in which I see. Today we are continuing the idea for yesterday, adding another dimension to it. You cannot see in darkness, and you cannot make light. You can make darkness and then think you see in it, but light reflects life and is therefore an aspect of creation. Creation and darkness cannot coexist, but light and life must go together, being but different aspects of creation. In order to see, you must recognize that light is within, not without. You do not see outside yourself, nor is the equipment for seeing outside you. An essential part of this equipment is the light that makes seeing possible. It is with you always, making vision possible in every circumstance. Today we are going to attempt to reach that light. For this purpose, we will use a form of exercise which has been suggested before, and which we will utilize increasingly. It is a particularly difficult form for the undisciplined mind and represents a major goal of mind training. It requires precisely what the untrained mind lacks, yet this training must be accomplished if you are to see. Have at least 3 practice periods today, each lasting 3 to 5 minutes. A longer time is highly recommended, but only if you find the time slipping by with little or no sense of strain. The form of practice we will use today is the most natural and easy one in the world for the trained mind, just as it seems to be the most unnatural and difficult for the untrained mind. Your mind is no longer wholly untrained. You are quite ready to learn the form of exercise we will use today, but you may find that you will encounter strong resistance. The reason is very simple. While you practice in this way, you leave behind everything that you now believe and all the thoughts that you have made up. Properly speaking, this is the release from hell, yet perceived through the ego's eyes, it is a loss of identity and a descent into hell. If you can stand aside from the ego by ever so little, you will have no difficulty in recognizing that its opposition and its fears are meaningless. You might find it helpful to remind yourself from time to time that to reach light is to escape from darkness, whatever you may believe to the contrary. God is the light in which you see. You are attempting to reach him. Begin the practice period by repeating today's idea with your eyes open and close them slowly, repeating the idea several more times. Then try to sink into your mind, letting go of every kind of interference and intrusion by quietly sinking past them. Your mind cannot be stopped in this unless you choose to stop it. It is merely taking its natural course. Try to observe your passing thoughts without involvement and slip quietly by them. While no particular approach is advocated for this form of exercise, what is needful is a sense of the importance of what you are doing. It's inestimable value to you, and an awareness that you are attempting something very holy. Salvation is your happiest accomplishment. It is also the only one that has any meaning because it is the only one that has any real use to you at all. If resistance rises in any form, pause long enough to repeat today's idea, keeping your eyes closed unless you are aware of fear. In that case, you will probably find it more reassuring to open your eyes briefly. Try, however, to return to the exercises with eyes closed as soon as possible. If you are doing the exercises correctly, you should experience some sense of relaxation and even a feeling that you are approaching, if not actually entering the light. Try to think of light, formless and without limit, as you pass by the thoughts of this world. And do not forget that they cannot hold you to the world unless you give them the power to do so. Throughout the day, repeat the idea often with eyes open or closed, as seems better to you at the time. But do not forget. Above all, be determined not to forget today. So that is lesson number 44. God is the light in which I see. So let's see what Jesus has to say today. You are blessed beings indeed. I am that one that you know as Jesus, and this is the beginning of your deeper connection to the faith that you are developing, that you are at one with the divine. So you are now being asked not to manipulate your thoughts or change your thoughts, but you are being asked to go beneath your thoughts to that deep awareness that is always there. You always have this deep awareness of consciousness that is always present with you. You are distracted by the little bells and whistles and shiny things of your world, the thoughts that gallop across your mind. You are chasing them and looking after them. What we want you to do today is we want you to go beneath that. We want you to go deep inside your consciousness where the truth of your being lies, that you are always there, whether you are young or old, whether you are happy or sad, whether you are healthy or unhealthy. There is a consciousness beneath the waves on the surface of that ocean that is profoundly present and always calm, very much like the oceans that you see on your earth. There are waves and storms. These would be the thoughts and ideas of the ego mind. There are seemingly dangerous and treacherous currents up there that might drag you under. But beneath that, deep, deep beneath that, is a quiet and profoundly stable space. And that is the true nature of your consciousness. It is not the turbulent, fractious, frightening and frightened aspects of yourselves that you identify with. It is that endless, peaceful, and deep connection that you have with all that is. So we do not want you to be afraid of this experience. We want you to understand that it is the you that is always there from lifetime to lifetime. Whether you have a body or whether you do not have a body, it is not associated with the physical body. It is consciousness, pure and untrammeled by the ego mind. So be kind to yourself today. If you aren't able to master what this lesson asks of you, it is okay. Try again later on in the day. Try again before you go to bed. And forgive yourself if your mind seems to run away with you. But do your best to go beneath the thoughts. Do your best to connect with that stillness within. As you do this exercise and as you begin to master these abilities, you will begin to have experiences of expansion, of being immersed in endless space, of being connected to something other than the world. And this is a wonderful, wonderful experience indeed. And this first lesson in seeking that experience may or may not bring it to you. Do not panic if it doesn't. It doesn't mean that you're not going to have it. But do your best to employ the lesson today as it is described. Read it carefully. Make notes if you need to. And practice. I am that one that you know as Jesus. And I will speak to you tomorrow. All right. Thank you everyone for joining us. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye.